Hotep, Mayad Hotep. This book right here is called The Exhuming of a Nation. It's by Noble Drew. Okay, this is a really interesting book. It's got topics in it that could be really some information that could be very, very valuable in your quest for knowledge of self. This book is like a book that's going to be to help you out with your thinking and your ability to make reasoning decisions based on, you know what I mean, past experiences, your memory of things and everything, you know what I'm saying? It's like, in this system we live in today, most knowledge that people possess is truly not enough, because we live under a system of evil wickedness where you have men with egos that has taken control of the planet and utilizes weaponry. In their hearts, they don't believe that's who they are. In their hearts, they believe that they are chosen God people that have the right to victimize other people through bogus policies and through abuse of power and through weaponry. Let me explain to you what I mean. Guns are the weaponry that I'm talking about. Navy ships, airplanes that drop bombs on you, and people. Personifications of men and women, all races and colors, and genders, okay, in all areas around the planet. The corrupt governments have their police force. And the police force carry guns, and billy clubs, and mace, and handcuffs. Now all of these tools right here, as you can understand by a description of what they do. Now watch this. Follow me on this, okay? First of all, we have the handcuffs. Now the handcuffs are designed for one purpose: to take a person's ability to fend for themselves away from them. That means whether you're trying to get food, whether you're trying to grasp a hold to something to pull yourself up, whether you're trying to unbuckle your own belt so that you can go to the bathroom, if you're just trying to caress someone that you love, all those things will be taken. Those privileges are going to be denied you because someone has put their handcuffs on you. A lot of times these people will put these handcuffs on you before you've even committed a crime worth bothering you about. For instance, stupid shit like somebody stole a bike after they give you 1,000 hours of come to court, never get something done, and then the person who say you stole the bike is never there. The police who came and gave you the bogus citation is never there. But here you is, me, for right now. I've been in court, I think 7 times on this matter already. About 5 or 6 times on this stupid bike theft that started off as a lawnmower theft. And the judge for some reason seemed to think that I'm an asshole when I point out to him that it's really irritating me to be harassed in court. Now the other day I was forced to sign 2 documents in the court that I didn't want to sign. I made it perfectly clear that I don't feel like signing any more documents for you guys. I believe every time I sign a document, it's a partial admittance. When you get a whole stack of documents that I done signed and I done followed through the whole procedure, you're not going to put all these documents in front of my face with my signature on them and not try to use that as some type of proof of guilt. Otherwise, why would I have signed so many documents? All these documents have my name on them. I had already signed enough documents, and I was like, you know what, I'm not signing anymore. That was in my heart how I felt, because I knew that this is all some crap. And I'm tired of it. It's all bullshit, corrupt politics at corporations' command. Set up these governments, these criminal court systems to victimize people out of their freedom, out of their rights of speech, out of their God-given right to pursue life and liberty, and to just pretty much have the necessary commodities to survive. When someone hoard all the commodities, like what is going on, we all know that. We've all been deprived of our share of sustaining ourselves. We've been turned into slaves, and we all know that. So the whole ideal of everything that's going on is based on the fact that through human nature, of course, you're supposed to want to retaliate to that and say something about the mistreat of yourself. The problem is, after all the atrocious deeds to Europeans as well as black people, the government has gotten to the point where they're so comfortable with the mistreat of their citizens that they just pretty much don't care. It's like, we don't care. I'm like, that is coercion. I know it is, was the response. Okay, I mean, it's like, if you come to my house and I pull a gun out on you, that's the same thing. Because if you threaten, I'll put your ass in jail if you don't sign these documents. How you gonna put me in jail? Because I have my deputy with the gun, put you in jail. Okay? Now pretty much, isn't that what it is? Okay, so now what I'm saying is I want to point out the handcuff part of the deal. The fact of being handcuffed is the same privilege denied you as the privilege that will be removed from you after the commencing of the handcuffing. After the handcuffing, they take you and put you in an area called a cell. And the cell is a square where as long as you're in that cell, you're like a battery producing revenue for them, because they got the world set up where every time they house accused criminal, they get to extract wealth from the propaganda of fear that's pushed at the general public. You see what I'm saying? So to give the general public fear that we need all these jails and everything, every taxpayer is paying money for the jail system, and the judges and everybody, the sheriffs, the police, the mayor, every city worker, everybody that's a part of the team of that city is all subject to make a profit off of every person that get locked up in any correctional facility around the whole city. Now look, you guys, here I am at my age, 52 years old, driving this truck around through the alleys trying to pick up scrap. Okay, there is not one person who has shown up in court and actually positioned themselves in front of me as the person that accused me of stealing the bike. I haven't saw one shred of evidence or anything. The only thing I see when I go in there is these prosecutors trying to coerce me into signing paperwork. Take this deal, take this deal, take this deal. I'm not taking no deal. I didn't do that shit. What is wrong with you? I'm not signing that. But now they done already started forcing me to sign documents by threatening me. If I don't sign them, they're going to put me in jail. So the ones that I signed, they made me forced to sign documents saying, okay, I'll show up at the next court date. Or I know you'll issue a warrant for my arrest. And I told him, I said, you could do that anyway, whether I sign the document or not. Well, you sign them anyway, or we're going to put your ass in jail. So now we're having a jury trial over the bike that I allegedly stole, okay, that started off with me stealing a lawnmower. And all this is about me pointing out to America how we've all been duped by this government. That's what it's all about. I don't care what nobody say. See, one thing you all are going to have to agree with and never be able to lie about is I never came out here preaching no black power shit. You have never heard me say nothing about that. Okay, so let's get that right off the top. I am not Muslim because I wear this hat. No. Let me explain something to you so you can know. I do not belong to any religious club, group, affiliation at all. I read this book, which is a book that if you want to know the truth about me, Noble Drew, if you really want to know what I think, he always called himself a Moor more than anything. And he even called himself a Moorish American, is what he called himself. I don't ever remember reading him call himself a Muslim. He gives descriptions of what a Muslim is. He also points out that modern day Muslim is not the original Muslim that started amongst the black people. He points out the fact that the Arabs, who were children of mixtures of black and white together, took on their white fathers' philosophies of racism and used their black skin hue to be able to get into areas of black people and find out information of how they live and come back later and enslave them. So that was the Arab part that took on the religion of Islam, but they never lived up to the ritualization that was supposed to be synonymous with the claimant of that particular religious propaganda. They never ever adhered to the creed requirements of the issue of what would it be, my mission statement, if you will. Never lived up to it, okay? Okay. Back to me not being Muslim, neither am I a Christian, all right? Or Jewish. Of course, we know that. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because later on I would hope to express my desire for the world not to see me as a person that hate Jewish people. That is not true at all. I don't hate anyone. Sometimes I get excited and use words like crackers and niggas. I even call myself a nigga sometimes, so you can't get mad about that, which is probably in its own way wrong. But there's nothing wrong with calling a white man a cracker no more than it is calling him a white man. Because listen, there's no nation on this earth called white. Okay? So if I call him a white man, instead of calling him a human, I've already insulted him. If I call myself a black man without fully acknowledging the fact that that is a description of myself and not who I am, I just you understand, attack myself by denying myself identity of my true natural heritage, all right? Which was stolen from me, but my research has given me the opportunity to recover information, to put me back on track, to give me a compass, if you will, or a navigation, no point of direction to get a link on my whereabouts and my being before the my alpha circumstances that my nationality has been introduced to by the corrupt governments of this planet Earth. All right. So, in saying that, let's get back to the mace. Now, people don't understand what mace is. Now, I want to point something out to you guys about police. Now, listen. Understand this. They have handcuffs. They have a firearm. They have a baton. That, you know what I'm talking about? And they also have mace and handcuffs. So handcuffs, mace, the battalion, the asp, and the firearm. Along with that, they have radio equipment to keep them in touch with other policemen, and they have police cars to drive around in, and they also have helicopters in the sky, along with all type of local non-official policemen, but spies and double agents and all that, if you will, too, okay? So all this is going on where one person could lie and just say somebody did something, like what happened with me. Somebody just said, no one even saw me do it. Someone just said I was in the area. That's the only thing, I was in the area. And since that, I've been harassed so much as to where that's been, I got all this, you see all the stuff on my YouTube page. The police coming over here because I'm digging in the garbage can, right? Okay, I don't drink alcohol, I don't do drugs or any of that stuff, okay? So now, all this police activity I got is only because of my political propaganda. That's all it is. I could be one of those black people who go along with them and be very wealthy. I can use my intelligence if I wanted to help perpetuate the spread of their evil. Just by being an Uncle Tom, I wouldn't have a problem. I could be very wealthy. I'd be very doomed and on my way to hell, but nonetheless very wealthy still, okay? So my point being is that with all this control and all this system of go ahead and sign this paper or I'm going to lock your ass up in the dungeon, and all this only because someone said I stole a bike, and I'm a 52-year-old man. I mean, I am. I'm 52. Really, I am. And I don't say that as if that should be hard to believe. But what should be hard to believe is that a 52-year-old man could actually have to go through these circumstances with what's supposed to be an accredited responsible, law-abiding judicial system. Now think about this. The judicial system itself has a bad history of abuse of power to begin with when you go back and trace them to the African slave issues and activities. And not only that, even before that, let's go to Rome, and we can go to England, to the London Towers and all that. And it's real simple to see what they're trying to do is use their power of bullshit to trump up all these cases against me, okay? So they could try to put me through the same shit they put Noble Drew Ali through, the same shit Martin Luther King went through, the same shit Malcolm X went through. All the black people who try to come at the world and try to teach everybody the importance of each person being responsible for another person. Now, if I'm sitting here trying to love you and help you, and you're my neighbor, but I don't have a damn thing, how can I help you? And then if I don't have a damn thing to help you with, when you finally manage to get something for yourself and you have 4 children, how the hell are you going to try to find yourself coming to help me when it's so hard for you to take care of yourself? So the system of deprivation is the one that works the most. When we see it raining all the time, when we live in a planet that if left alone would be lush and green, and all of a sudden we have a bunch of streets that you have to buy permission to drive on, you have to buy cars to drive on, you have to buy gasoline to fuel the cars, you have to buy all the parts and all the manufacturing equipment necessary to make the car run. There's so much control and so much commercialism over everything, is my point. And then they set up circumstances where if you don't have insurance and you don't have this and all these laws are laws made by corporations. They are really what you call just corporate policies. It's really the truth about it. They're not really laws. They're just corporate policies, but these corporations have the police to back them up. And then if you don't go along with them, because I don't ever remember ever agreeing with the shit, it's just that by you living in a city where they have these governing bodies, that's what they call them, governing bodies. If you really want me to tell you what it is, they are extortion professionals. It's nothing but extortion. If I went to my neighbor's house and he wasn't there, and I said, "Oh, your daddy owed me money. You come with me and take his child and go home with the child and put the child in my room and lock it up," and then later on he called me and I said, "Well, you come down here and you give me $80 that you owe me and you can get your child," that would be a criminal act. I'll be arrested and put in jail. Okay? If someone came to my house and did not want to sign a document and I put them in a room and kept them in there until they signed the document and then they left and went to the police station and said, "He made me sign the title to my car. And now he's driving my car around like he owns it." The police would say, "What do you mean he made you sign the document?" He put me in a room and locked me in a room and he wouldn't let me out of the room. He forced me to sign the document to get out of the room. I say, "He actually put you in the room and locked you up." No, he didn't put me in the room. But he had his friend standing there with a gun, and his friend said, "Sign the document or I'm going to lock your ass up in that room." And so I signed it. And now he thinks that that gives him proper right to have ownership of my car. We all know that'll be bullshit, don't we? So why is the judge doing that to me? Why should the judge have a right to express bullshit policies like that on us taxpaying citizens? Now, he told me that I needed to sign those documents so he could be assured that I would show up in court after he bring the jury together, because he doesn't want to get all the juries together and waste all the taxpayers' money on the person that might not show up. Well, I done showed up to all other 6. And plus the other trial that I had to go to for the tried to get a restraining order, like I was harassing her and all that old shit. But that other judge he wasn't having it. She didn't even show up. She never showed up. I'm trying to tell you guys, with all this stuff that's going on right now, I have never seen one document of anyone accusing me of taking any damn thing. All this stuff is just the prosecutor got some stupid piece of paper, and with the power of the police force and everything, they're putting me through all this shit, trying to wait on me to trip up so they could build a case off of a technicality on me. That's what they're doing. That's because they don't have and they got mad at me because I went in there one day and told them that it was all very irritating and that they need to stop playing games with me and wasting my time. "Oh, Mr. Dumbass Black Man, don't he know he a nigga? Don't he know he a slave? He ain't supposed to be talking to us white men like that." I'm like, listen, Your paradigm has got your brain twisted and fucked up. That is the way you think, but that has nothing to do with the real true reality of what's going on with me. The truth is, yes, you are wasting my time, and yes, it is very irritating, and yes, I do know that you are corrupt, and you had the power to lock me up in your jail, and all kind of atrocious shit can happen to me in there. I know the whole history of slavery and everything that you guys have always demonstrated has already well equipped me about what I can expect from being in contact with you guys. So I already know that. See, the problem is, I have the spirit inside of me that makes me be the person that I am. And I keep telling you guys, it's the sun. And I've showed you the sun pointing lasers at the earth. Now listen to what I'm saying to you guys. The sun has had it so much with the bullshit on the earth that the sun itself is showing to everyone, now listen, this is my true prophet. I mean, look, it gets no better than that. You're not going to sit here and tell me that when the sun starts pointing weapons at the planet, and someone is sitting here telling you, you know, I'm a representative of the sunlight. The sunlight sent me here to talk to you people on earth and let you know that the earth is getting ready to be destroyed for the wickedness that man has allowed the earth of mankind to become. The earth is not wicked. It's the deeds of man that's wicked. Okay? So the physical body can be punished by these corporate giants that got all their corrupt prison systems and everything, that they make money and plus remove the threat of their genetics annihilation out of play when they attack, murder, castrate, deprive, everything they do to the melanated man and woman of this planet, because that's just how they get down. So when they do all that, they're killing a large percentage of the people on the earth that all should be working together to bring balance to the earth, which makes the earth herself be weakly and destroyed, because you're killing something that she deemed to be here. So now the more she makes something, the more you kill it. So she constantly working over and over trying to keep what she need in effect, but here somebody is that thinks that what the earth thing don't matter. You know, we're going to just keep mass killing these people. And the ignorance and the stupidity of that is that how can you not see that by doing that you're killing yourself? So you're going to murder all these people so you can have money in the bank that's going to still be in the bank when you die. That's smart. The only problem is you're going to have to pay for that. See, that's what I was sent here to the earth to do. So I know I'm making a lot of people mad. But the thing is, I work for the sun, S-U-N, which means I guarantee you that I'm going to have more power. See, this is what I mean. See, you could lock me up in your jail, but the sun can give you cancer and still allow you to live in agony for a long time, longer than I can stay in your jail. Because see, the spirit that's inside of me could lead this personification and this body will drop to the ground, but you still be standing there owing for your attempt after you was warned about trying to attack the God bad. So anything I say or any prophecy I bring out anywhere, you're not going to hold me responsible for it. I bring information to the world that I get from those UFOs. I've been telling people that all my life. And people have always looked at me like I am crazy. And you know what? I can understand why. Because you know what? Even though I'm living it myself, I still don't believe it. I have to question myself so much. Are you crazy? You know, nobody like to hang out with me and shit. You know, I'm always alone, which don't bother me. I don't have a problem with that. But the thing is, it's really bizarre that stuff like this could be going on. I ask myself sometimes, I say, am I really having this interaction with the sun, or is this in my mind? Is other people on the earth seeing the same thing that I'm seeing? Because nobody talks about it. I mean, no one says anything to me about it. When I try to talk to people, I say, look, those lights was talking to me yesterday. This is how it all started. I say, hey, yesterday the lights was talking to me. And they be like, okay, this nigga, they gone. And I'm trying to walk with them and say, hold on, listen, please. You know, run down the stairs, pass up a porch. I be like, damn, you lost your money, your Rolex, they be gone. Oh, get it, you can give it, take it to the pawn shop, they be flying. I can't believe it. Well, I guess it's spooky, but imagine me and what I'm having to go through and all the fear and anxiety. And then when I don't do what I'm supposed to do and say what I'm supposed to say to people, all the pain and the stuff that come up inside of my body that made me have to get up and do stuff because it's in my head pounding all the time. Go tell them, go tell them, go tell them. And I don't want to say nothing to nobody because I know that shit could get me in trouble. But it's all the time, that's what it's saying. Go tell them, do what I said, do what I'm saying, do what I said, you know? And so I have to get these videos put out because the universe is definitely wanting people to know that she is not happy with the eradication of her planet and all the people on the earth that has just really got their egos so high and think that they are above judgment and all that stuff like that. You're going to see how wrong you are. I mean, that's really the truth about it. The change is going to be so swift and so rapid. The weather conditions that's going to occur around the earth so rapidly is going to be just, well, let me tell you guys something. The spirit that lives on our earth is very wise and is very patient and very loving. It has gotten to the point where it's given power to judgment deliverers. They are those UFOs that we see flying around, destroying everything on the planet. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about in a minute, okay? About the UFOs destroying everything. But I just want everybody to understand that I'm not getting paid to say this stuff to people. I put myself at risk to try to warn the world that the universe wants everyone to pay atonement for their behavior and open up your heart to your actions and understand that you will be held accountable for your circumstances. And I'm talking about these people are going to be delivering the consequences of actions real fast. Let me tell you, that's what made me change, because they showed me how quick they could make you actually pay for everything you do. You don't have really no bargaining power. You could believe that, okay, yeah, I eat this and, you know, I'm going to be exempt from the complications that come from eating this. Or you could believe that I'm going to coerce people into signing documents that they don't want to sign, and I don't care because I'm a judge, and that's just that. But then you would be the same judge that turned around, and if somebody came in your courtroom that was guilty of extortion, let's say made somebody else that wasn't a judge sign a document through force or through power over a person that was weaker than them, you'd be the same judge to tell them they broke the law, though. See, that's called hypocrisy, okay? Now listen, let me tell you why the people in the courthouse would do all of the things I just described to you that has gotten done to me. Listen to what this book says. Slaves can only receive slave pay for slave labor, which must not come close to the standard minimum wage of the citizen. Note also is warehousing of black male youth between the age 12 and 19, with an increase of over 940% since 1979. They are receiving an average of 17.5 years sentencing based upon 5 years to life. Most are never to reproduce or become productive except in the prison industries. In this downsizing, slavery or genocide on the down low. Quiet as it is kept, the only reason these Moorish children can be when he mean by Moorish children, he mean the native people to this land at the arrival of the Europeans, can be prodded from homes to U.S. prison camps. It's not because of their entrapped criminal allegation, but because their parents and people do not have any national protection or rights which the true citizens are bound to respect. Every nation, tribe, and family autonomy will and must protect their young. But this abnormality goes strangely unnoticed by the Negroes, blacks, and the colors. This is what he means. Us melanated people as a people have no source of income. We have no stores, we have no banks, we have no hospitals, we have no financial institutions that we could get loans from. We have no unity with one another. So that means that we have no infrastructure, which means that when your children get arrested and put in jail, they stay in there. And that's the case with a lot of families now, because everyone is made broke deliberately by a system of inflation that was designed to make it where you couldn't keep money in your pocket. So now everyone goes to jail and goes through all type of harsh, atrocious treatment while they're in there, just because people are evil and mean and nasty. And he's saying people hate me for just being a mirror. That's all I am, is a mirror. See, what I'm trying to do is help the people who are disturbed by saying